it's my privilege to welcome the Vikrant Rona family onto the dais, the cast and crew behind this magnanimous document. The co-producer Alankar Pandian, director Anup Bhandari, founder of Foxconn Arun CM, the Malayalam dialogue writer of Vikrant Rona. Yes, can we start with you? How is it being, a part of this wonderful project, such a big project?
Namaskarangal. I don't know much of Malayalam, but I can understand. Thank you so much for welcoming us in a very lovely way. I'm really proud to be a part of this team, and all credit firstly goes to my Anna, Kiccha Sudeep. Without him, I think this movie wouldn't have been you can just make out how magnanimous it is. It's only because of him and our director Anup sir, and he's given his heart and soul for our movie. I'm really happy to be here. And of course, my husband Manjunath, he is not able to come here because of his health issues. And once again, I thank you, my entire team, for making it such a big, huge movie. And thank you, everyone, for encouraging us for this. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so very much. And sir, how would you like to tell us? What would you like to tell us about this movie? Because Kaina movie a blockbuster hit, and then what is the kind of expectation you have from this movie? We all have a lot of expectations, but your expectation of this movie?
So, hello everybody. Thank you for coming here for this press meet. So I have a long connection with Kerala because my mom was born very close to Kasaragod and she was brought up there, and she speaks Malayalam. My father too speaks Malayalam. Unfortunately, I was not exposed to that, so I hardly understand a word. Also, my filmmaking career is also related to Kerala because my very first film was shot here, which was a blockbuster. It ran for 365 days, Rangitaranga. COVID time. And they made sure that they facilitated everything. They gave us a permission to get the crew here. We followed all the safety measures, of course, but I'd really like to take this opportunity to thank them all. And to answer your question about the expectation that we have from the film, I think more than calling it expectation, it is a reaction that I'm seeing from the people after watching the trailer, which is giving us that motivation, and it is the dream that we had. And what we wanted to show the audience, and the kind of response that we wanted to receive, we are seeing that when they're watching the trailer. So I'm hoping that the same thing continues when they watch the film.
And even yesterday released in Bombay and in other states, how has it been in Cochin? How different has it been, the response?
I mean, it's been very warm, and I think a lot of the film will be very close to. I can't reveal why. But I think it'll be very close to the people of Kerala. When they eventually watch the film, they'll know why I'm saying this. And I've always had, a very, very great experience, because that is why I came back again to shoot my, my next film here, because the experience that I had here, the people that I work with. There's one gentleman called Velliyappan. I think he's about 65 years old, who helped us with the shoot and everything. He's such a sweet, sweet person. He even acted in the film in a small character. So, very, very nice people. And, I'm also from the coastal area. So, the culture is very similar to what we have here. Like, you have your Theyyam, we have our Bhutakola. So, it's very similar. So, I always feel at home when I come to Kerala.
It feels so great to hear that, because we've always been happy and we've always been celebrating the fact that we belong to God's own country. But all super hit movies, it's like, a moment to cherish, a moment to celebrate. How do you feel being a part of such a gigantic, amazing, awesome movie? Malayali? Disheri?
No, I do have a Mallu connection because my wife is a Mallu. In fact, she's from Valarvadam, and my mother-in-law is from Alapi. So, in terms of this movie, the whole credit has to go to Mr. Jack, my friend. In fact, I'm missing him. So, and he's a person who had this kind of big plan and ambition to get this movie to the stage. He always keeps thinking, I think so. He's a one guy who keeps on, his phone keeps on ringing and ringing. Luckily, he's got only one phone. But in terms of his passion and his dedications and everything, that's how I came into the picture. And obviously, how can I not be part of Mr. Sudeep sir's movie, and coupled with Anup Bhandari as a director. It's nice to be part of a family which thinks ahead. And we went across this COVID times, but we stuck up as a group and we ensure that this kind of movie is made. That's how we take as a success. And rest, I need all your support in terms of press and how to leverage this kind of event to the much larger scale.
Thank you so very much. Thank you so much. And Chechi? Oh, shucks. But you know, especially because we are in Kerala, we are so happy that you are a Malayali too. Yeah? But you are and you are an amazing singer. They?
He is a singer.
Both of you are singers, so you want one more mic for both of you to sing together? She'll sing alone. At least two, one vari, nalu vaakku oru tune il paadiya madi. Okay, so how do you feel at the moment? Adu parnarumba cheppa paadan thonu.
Namaskaram. I'm back home, that's what I feel like. Although I was raised in Bangalore, we would always come back. I have my dear cousin also here. Most of our childhood has been in Kerala. So Alapura and Ochra are where my parents from, and so it doesn't feel any different coming back. I feel a lot more at home than he does, I'm sure. So thank you for this wonderful welcome all of you have given us, and I'd like to speak in English for the benefit of everybody here. He doesn't understand anything at all. Yeah, so sorry, back to your question. It just feels wonderful that my husband, being a non-Malayali, has been so graciously accepted here by everybody for his talent and for what he is today. So I'm just very happy, honored and grateful to everybody for that.
Thank you so very much. Now would you like to sing one song, 4 lines? Would all of you like to hear from
Let
her?
me think of a song at least.
By the time he speaks, we pick up songs. That's another adipoli namku kittiya and then luck to hear you sing. Filler. Filler. One more person going to come back to. Ade mari kodalla.
Don't give too much time.
Kando.
She sings every day.
Every day she sings? Ini endha venam. Which song does she sing every day?
She's a big fan.
Lalatin fan, Mamuka fan. One, very much. Cool venda. Madi. Lalatina paatu madile. Every day. നമ്മളൊക്കെ കണ്ണടച്ചിരിക്കാം. You can take 5 minutes കൊടുക്കാം.
You give a song.
I should give a song. എന്നെ കുടിക്കല്ലോ. ഏത് പാട്ടാ കൊടുക്കണ്ടേ?
Ask them what they want.
ഏത് പാട്ട് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് കേൾക്കണ്ടേ? എല്ലാ ലാലേട്ടൻ്റെ സോങ്സും അറിയാം. ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞാലും ചിലപ്പോൾ ലിറിക്സേ മറന്നു പോകും. ഏത് പാട്ടാ? Any request? താമരപ്പൂ. ആ ട്യൂൺ ഒന്ന് പാടി കൊടുക്കോ?
The focus is going off from Vikrant Rona now.
It's not going. It's going to be here itself. But hearing you sing, the focus is going to be even more on Vikrant Rona.
ഇതിലൊരു ഈ സിനിമയിലൊരു ഉഗ്രൻ ലലബായ് ഉണ്ട്, പക്ഷെ എനിക്ക് മലയാളം വേർഷൻ അറിയത്തില്ല. I'll sing the lullaby my mother sang for me.
Yeah.
ക്ഷമിക്കണം, ശരിക്കും പാടാൻ അറിയാത്തതുകൊണ്ടാണ്, but I'll try. തിങ്കൾ കിടാവോ നല്ല മരത്താമര പൂവിൽ നിറഞ്ഞ മധുപരി പൂർണേന്ദു തന്റെ നിലാവോ.
Wow. 5 minutes to think of because he didn't want you to skip it through. You've got a beautiful voice. I'm sure everybody's told you that. Really amazing. Thank you so very much. Stars like a voice like a god. Arun, how do you feel? You know, the Malayalam like Akiram the rights of culture.
ഒരുപാട് സന്തോഷം. എല്ലാവർക്കും നമസ്കാരം. കിച്ച സുദീപ് സാറിൻ്റെ ഈ സിനിമ കേരളത്തിലേക്ക് ചെയ്യാൻ സാധിച്ചതിൽ ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് ഒരുപാട് സന്തോഷമുണ്ട്. ബുർജ് ഖലീഫയിൽ ഇതിൻ്റെ റിലീസ് വന്ന സമയത്ത് തന്നെ ഞങ്ങൾ ആലോചിക്കുമായിരുന്നു ഈ സിനിമ ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് ചെയ്യാൻ സാധിച്ചിരുന്നെങ്കിലെന്ന് ഞങ്ങൾ ആലോചിക്കുമായിരുന്നു. മഞ്ജു സാറായിട്ടൊരു മീറ്റിംഗ്, എൻ്റെ ഫ്രണ്ട് സനൽ എൻ്റെ കസിനാണ്, ബാംഗ്ലൂരിൽ നിന്നിട്ട് മഞ്ജു സാറായിട്ടൊരു മീറ്റിങ്ങിൽ ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് കാണാൻ പറ്റി. അദ്ദേഹത്തെ കൺവിൻസ് ചെയ്തു. നമ്മൾ ഇങ്ങനെ പ്രോജക്ട്സ് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്, ഞങ്ങൾ KGF ചെയ്തിരുന്നു, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ RRR സാറാണ് ചെയ്തിട്ടുള്ളത്. അതങ്ങനെ സംസാരിച്ചപ്പോൾ അദ്ദേഹം അതിൽ സന്തോഷത്തോടുകൂടി ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് ഈ പ്രോജക്റ്റ് തന്നു. അതിലൊരുപാട് സന്തോഷം. കിച്ച സുദീപ് സാറിനും മാം എല്ലാവർക്കും ഒരുപാട് സന്തോഷം. അനൂപ് സർ എല്ലാവരോടും ഞങ്ങൾ അതിനുള്ള നന്ദി അറിയിക്കുകയാണ്.
Thank you very much. Any questions from your side? It's released, it's going to release in different multiple languages. So how do you feel at this moment knowing the fact that you're going to be a superstar in all the languages through this one movie? International languages, Hindi, Malayalam, Telugu, Tamil, Kannada.
A very good day to all the media friends here first of all. Thanks for coming here, thanks for having us here, and thanks for all the beautiful smiles. It even makes us feel more special for even having traveled, for even having the film releasing here. What makes anything special is the warmth you people have given every time I have come here. Thank you so much for that, first of all. And yes, cinema has gone global. Cinema is way beyond one particular language now. So I guess getting the opportunity to tell a story across many languages, across many states, is just an opportunity we get rarely. Not every story we want to narrate suits everybody. Not every story we want to convey can travel every state, forget other countries. So though we are here for many years and though we are only used to be making films and telling stories, seldom do we get this opportunity to travel with the film, not by flight. So yes, I guess this is one rare thing, and team has done extremely well, and I'm very happy that this film, it's not about us. This film deserves to be told in every language, and this is the same opinion we have got from beautiful people like them who have handled our film in different states. Whenever they've seen this film, the first thing they called us and they showered their excitement, which gave us even more confidence to travel. So yes, we are here, and the intention is now to become a superstar. Intention is to make this film reach all superstars.
Oh wow.
Yeah, thank you.
So one more question. Now, this movie has taken 4 years for the filming, right? So as an actor, what are the challenges that you've had?
Celebrating 4 birthdays was a great challenge between my shooting.
All right.
I think we were all literally somewhere else, and by the time we finished the film, we are all standing in some other age. So if my director had a script which is little more longer, where we become old also, so I guess another lockdown would have helped there, and we would have reached there. So 4 years in the making is not shooting, man. First year, Anup has spent writing, and next 8 to 9 months, we both spent sitting on it and making it more exciting. What else can we do? What else can we do? Post that is when we started shooting, and we started shooting on his birthday. And then as we were shooting, we celebrated his second birthday. And then as we were completing, we celebrated his third birthday. So I just had a question for him. Why can't we celebrate a birthday with another story? Let's move on. Yeah. So it's been a process, man, and I guess, but nevertheless, I should mention that these 4 years were very beautiful. It was nice to be Vikrant Rona. It was nice to be in the part as Vikrant Rona. It's nice to be in the set of Vikrant Rona because there were very happy people around, very people with like-mindedness, and everybody waking up with the same intention to tell one good story. So that makes us even more happy to walk into the set.
So one last question that I'd like to ask on behalf of everybody.
The guys there, can you just keep quiet? Excuse me.
I request everybody to...
We want Mike to talk. You are talking without Mike and we can still hear. Thanks.
Okay. This sir.
Did I scare you? No, I didn't mean that. Just don't. Yeah.
So what has been your best experience during this course of shoot? Most memorable.
Yeah, passing through the phase of COVID, man, and still being able to attend work in one piece. Yeah, without any masks and oxygen lit up from behind. I think it was a very scary phase. I would definitely mention this because we were one of the first teams to, in India, everywhere, to hit the floor amidst COVID. When in the lockdown of June 2021, when everybody were at home, we dared to go and we created something called the bubble the first time. There was nothing called a bubble at all. We created 1 month, we did every work, and he also as a director, my friend as a producer, we all have taken the initiative. And trust me, we did work, but we were also scared. You know, somebody had to sneeze at a distance of some 50 meters, and we would see people running away from here. So, you know, it was that scary, but then I don't know what drove us. Probably it was the story, it was my friend Jack, who was having such wonderful intentions to make a big film like this. See, the whole thing is Anup had a vision, and that vision was not small. There were huge sets already put up, and because of the first lockdown, they were all falling apart, and I couldn't see my friend fall apart because of that. So I said, no, let's go. It's okay. You know, let's go. And we went, and yeah, you know, everybody's support were there. Like, we had to stay away from each other. So much of protocols. But I guess by the time we wrapped the film, we realized what is it that we did, because by this time we saw so many people dying across the country, staying at home. And we were in between working, between hundreds of people. And that moment, you know, it struck, reality struck us, and what is it that we did? You know, there were kids who were shooting on our spot, like 100 children were there. There were so many people with families. We did, man. And that, I think, was the most beautiful phase for me in this Vikrant Rona, because I guess that made us even more stronger, even more believing that, you know, time supports those who support themselves. Time really supported us, because there were films that started along with us after seeing, but they all shut down in 1 week, 2 weeks because of COVID cases. I should tell you so happily and proudly that we shot so many months and not one single case happened in Vikrant Rona. That's a probable strength of the protocol and the discipline that was maintained.
Wow. Superb. And one more thing, what a personal kind of but maybe many of us already know, he's an amazing cook. What is your best dish that you've been cooking for Chechi?
Yeah, she doesn't cook, so whatever I cook is the best. So now you know why I cook.
And what is the best thing that you cook?
Huh?
What is the best thing that you cook?
How can you tell me what is the best? I believe everything is best. I think it's just about the person who's eating. Are you in a good mood to eat, then that will be best. If you are irritated and sitting to eat whatever I cook, you know, you'll definitely put a microsome to find mistakes. Isn't it?
And what do you like?
Everything.
Everything?
It's amazing biryani.
Biryani chicken?
That's
Chicken biryani. Allah? Alright. Anything to our audience who's watching us through the media?
I got many offers from Malayalam. I got like very sweetly, and once I got with Mr. Mohanlal sir, and she was all thing like to pack me off from Bangalore. What scares me is this gigantic talents over here and the speed in which you people work. I need that many days to learn the language. So, and as an actor, if I do not have a control over the language, it worries me as to why am I here? Am I to concentrate on the language, or am I to concentrate on the performance, or what the director's requirements are? It little worries me, you know, because the films you people make, it really encourages us to do better. The stories you people speak speaks volumes about your industry and the contents, and that ease with everybody performing. I mean, like, it scares us. So I do not want to come before I'm prepared, and then the director takes the other actors to the corner and talks, you know. I thought this guy was supposed to be a good actor. That's why we called it. What happened here? So I guess, no, I don't want to give that opportunity. Probably the day I'm very comfortable and you guys make a Pushpaka Vimana here, I'll make come and...
50 to 60% of the movie has been shot in Kerala. ഇത്രയും ദിവസത്തെ ഷൂട്ടിൽ എന്തൊക്കെ പഠിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട് മലയാളത്തിൽ? 2 സെന്റൻസോ 3 സെന്റൻസ് നമ്മളോട് പറയാമോ?
പോവാം.
Sentence, not one word, one sentence.
That's what I used to say. Anybody used to feel raptured, let's pour.
ഇപ്പൊ പോവണ്ട. എന്തെങ്കിലും കേൾക്കാൻ ആഗ്രഹമുണ്ടോ മലയാളത്തില്? One sentence. Anything about the movie in 1 sentence or 2 sentences or how many other sentences you want in Malayalam?
See, I'm a director's actor. Whatever my director right now teaches in Malayalam, I'm going to say.
Sir, എന്തെങ്കിലും പറഞ്ഞു കൊടുക്കണ്ടോ?
One word I know in Malayalam.
പോവാം ആണോ?
Sorry.
Let's samsarikim now. I think it's time we all... Namakku samsarikim. Okay, namakku samsarikim. Namakku nalla samsarikim.
നമുക്ക് നല്ല സംസാരിക്കേണ്ട മുന്നേ ഈ ഒരു നിമിഷം ആഘോഷിക്കാം with the small cake cutting ceremony. And
I would like to, if there's my friends or from media have any questions, I would like to. After the cake, why? Yeah, so after the cake, yeah.
Questions.
Good. And very happy to have you here. So I just wanted to know, how do you handle this pressure of being a pan-Indian star? Because we are very happy to see it, because we have movies coming in from, a lot of movies coming in from Kannada industry. So how do you handle the pressure? And also it's going global this time, I suppose. So how do you handle this?
Sir, I guess when you're a passenger on a flight, you just need to enjoy the flight, sir. You should not be worried about the landing, the turbulences, any problem that's going to face, you know. I think the pilots are nice. You just get in and land and just do your job. And if you take this as a pressure, it will definitely be a pressure. Pressure will come only if you really want to make it and make it bigger than the best. I think if you start enjoying films the way it is, you know, you have this wonderful opportunity to sit in front of people like you and still answer your questions. And, you know, that means time has been kind and we are traveling with our film. Why stress, sir? I think we should enjoy these moments of journey, and whatever comes from every place, we take it and go ahead. And when I started my career, I just wanted one houseful first. I didn't even think about the second film. Forget the second film. I just wanted one film, and for that one houseful, I waited like around 7 years. Okay, so when that came, that is what I was looking forward to. I don't think I ever thought that, you know, this is what I want to become, this is the superstar you want to be. I guess time provides you everything as long as your intentions are right and you're loyal to something called a cinema, and I think I'm just stuck to that.
This is a mystic movie. There is a lot of fantasy and all that involved in the movie. So I just wanted to know, and there is a lot of CG that is being used. So how do you maintain that balance? Because at times, you know, we shouldn't be overdoing it, but still it should be giving that proper output. So how do you balance that, the CG and the reality?
So I was fortunate to have a very good team with me. So, you know, we had a big dream, we had a vision, but to execute that we need a really strong team, because VFX can make or break your film. So, you know, I was fortunate enough to work with some of the best in the business. You know, there's one person here with us, the person who worked on 3D, Mr. Raj. So his team has worked on the wonderful 3D that we have here. And yeah, to create a world like this, obviously, you know, you cannot go looking for locations like this, because I don't think you'll ever find it. So it has to be done through VFX, and a lot of work went into, you know, designing the world. We had a lot of concept art done, and then we had to recreate that. And a lot of credit should go to my art director, Mr. Kumar, because he's the one. A lot of you know, footage that you saw is actually the sets that he put up. So he was wonderful to work with, and also my DOP, because he complemented the sets with his beautiful lighting, and Nirmal, who did the VFX for the film. So they all, you know, came together to you know, make sure that the visuals are grand, and of course, you know, my producer, who stood by us throughout, you know, without questioning, because I don't think he ever said, you know, please don't do this, or, you know, can we cut down on this. He was backing us throughout, and, you know, he backed the vision And of course, there was Sudeep sir, was always there to motivate us, support us, and it's his stardom that gave me the budget, of course, to dream big. So yeah, I hope that answers your question.
Thank you. Sudeep sir, can you please throw some light on your character? Because there is a dialogue that's coming up in the trailer that because he didn't know who the devil was, and you have played different shades in different ways in different movies. So can you please tell us, explain what exactly is your character? Not exactly, at least throw some light on what it is.
You're just talking as an actor per se, or you're talking as a script per se?
Actor person.
Okay. First of all, I like the fact that I didn't have to put on a lot of makeup. I love the fact that every day I didn't have to look very fresh. I love the fact that there were not too many costumes. I didn't have to be worried about ironed clothes and the glamour behind it. So this is the first step, sir. This is the first thing that I loved about the character, because I like to take it easy. Second, I guess the dimensions and the layers this character has in the films, in this Vikrant Rona film, I mean, it has got layers. And I love that layers part, because as and when the script progresses and flows, it was surprising me only when I was hearing it, and it was exciting me as an actor. So by the time we went to the flow, there was so much of, I as an actor, I told him to go slow. Start with the lighter scenes and then go ahead, whatever we were doing. So I had a challenging time there, because every actor on this set are new. Okay, so just so you know, I was the only known name. He's taken everybody new. At least 98% I can say are new in the set. So he had a lot of auditioning to do from across. I don't know how we found them, and they were such fabulous actors. Trust me, they kept me on my toes also. Because of their performances, I was so mesmerized by some of them. And the fact that I used to get in that costume and go, it used to make me a different personality altogether. It was nice, because there is a typical swag that automatically came when I wore that, and the body languages were different. The way I have spoken in the film is different. The way this character reacts to everybody is different. I loved it thoroughly, and seldom, sir, as I told you, very rarely, without speaking much, you get to be a hero. No unnecessary or too many volume of dialogues required to just showcase your power. But I guess the silence in this movie is so beautifully attached to this character also, that I enjoyed every day. And what more, sir, I can tell you, when I was walking in, I get beautiful actors, I get beautiful sets. I have a fantastic DOP, and everybody loves me. So I think when you walk into a set, you just see people loving you and looking at you the way that makes you feel even more special and deliver better. So I guess I was between people who are just pampering me. So that is what I will look into the character as.
Hi sir. Congrats on completing 25 years in the industry.
I'm 29 by the way.
Yeah.
So I started.
You got started in 1997.
So thank you so much.
So what's your message? Now industry equations have changed, big budget have been changed, and Pandian movies are coming up. So what's your message based on your experience to the youngsters?
So today youngsters are teaching us how to do film, sir. I think these 25 years has been a big line where the first few years went learning, and the next few years went copying what my seniors were doing. And then the next few years went trying to understand what I am. And by the time I realized what I am, there were already youngsters trying to teach me what I'm supposed to do. So I really don't know what I learned. So I just know I'm making films, and there are still wonderful people like them writing stories for me. And I think as long as there are writers writing for me, I'll be alive, sir.
So the movie is presented over here, sir. So the movie is presented by Salman Khan. So friendship, that's always good. But there is something called, when it comes to movies, it should be a really good one for Salman Khan to present it. So how impressive was that, and the support from Salman Khan? Can you speak a few words on that?
So he's a great human to have in your life, first of all. And for that, he should accept you also. And he's a very big superstar, so that should tell you that no stardom can appeal to him. You know, it's your human part of you that will probably get connected to a gentleman like him. Leaving all that aside, I guess Dabang I did because of Mr. Sohail Khan, and of course I knew Salman Khan sir because of CCL. But we hit it off well in Dabang, and not that during Dabang we spoke about Vikrant Rona at all, because this was still in the discussions. But one of these days when the film was completed and all that, I was in Mumbai and I went to meet him, and then he said one line, "You're in Mumbai and I'm getting calls about your, what is that cut? What do you call it? Showreel, yeah. I'm getting to hear about your showreel. That means the offices we had gone to, there somehow he's got to know, and you've not shown me." So, sir, it's here, so you can see it. We showed him the showreel, but before showing the showreel, I told him that this is not 3 minutes, 4 minutes, it's 18 minutes. This is a showreel, not a trailer. He said, "No, I want to watch." But after watching, I think that is where a true love for the film came through him. Like where he got connected so very well, and he had so much to ask, so much to talk. And then he said, "There's anything you tell me, this film needs to be told everywhere. You tell me that, and I want to come in." So I think, what more as a gift do you want? You know, it's I never ask him. It's not even that he would say no to me. But you know, after seeing this when he walks in, I guess it's an elephant strength. No, we get. So I guess after seeing that, yeah, we spoke almost 1.5 hours regarding the clipping. And first thing he said, "I'm coming in," and he called his team. Who are not there also, he called up. "We are going to be a part of this." And ask him how does he want it, and we're going to be a part of it. Then he's even spoke to us. "You want me to come and act? You want me to do something? You want me to do something for that?" No way that we wanted to take that liberties. But that SKF itself, as a family, as a brother to me, it's a great strength to me. And he loved every part what he saw.
Yes, sir. My question is to director. Sir, I have watched your movie Rengitaranga. I think it's released 4 or 5 years ago. I think 6 years ago.
7 years ago.
7 years ago. Okay. Moving on to Vikrant Rona. Both the movies have something like a mysterious backdrop behind this Vikrant Rona and Rengitaranga. So one of my question is, what's your affection with this mysterious sort of background in the movies? And also, I want to know, in Rengitaranga, it's a small scale, small budget movie, and in Vikrant Rona, it went to be a pan-Indian scaled movie. So, what's the difference in working in different platforms of the two movies?
So, to answer your first question, I've always been fascinated by mystery. That's my favorite genre. And if I have to, if I get some time today and I have to watch a film, I'll look for a mystery film. So that's because, I was born in a village where there was no electricity. So we used to go for summer holidays there, and my grandmother, my mother, my aunts, they used to tell us all these stories. And they would always fascinate me, and I was a big fan of, the comic books like Asterix, Tintin, and Balamitra, Chandamama are Indian comic books. So all these stories have always fascinated me, and when I sit to write a story, those are the images that come to my mind, and that is what inspires me to write. And since it's my favorite genre, I automatically find it easier to write a story and give it life. So that's about your first question. And to answer your second question, Rengitaranga was my first film. I had no prior filmmaking experience. I'd only done short films. I'd never been to a film set. So it was a huge challenge to convince people that I know stuff when I actually didn't know. And Rengitaranga taught me a lot of lessons which helped me in making Vikrant Rona. And talking about scale, even when I made Rengitaranga, my dream was big, but my budget was small. So That is why it ended up being a low budget film. And here, like I said, I had a wonderful producer and a superstar, which gave me this opportunity to, paint on the canvas the way I wanted to. So that's the difference between the two films.
Any more questions?
Sudeep sir, always we are talking about movies going pan-Indian, but still there is a bit of a friction at times, if you understand what I refer to, because there was this spat going on Twitter about you and Ajay Devgan sir, like in Hindi is not the national language, but still then what is the reason why we are dubbing movies to Hindi? And because movies are being pan-Indian, that is the first reason. But how do you feel it? Like now your movies are again being dubbed to Hindi and it's presented by Salman Khan. It shows the togetherness, but still, do you think there should be a bit more of an understanding between actors when it comes to movies? Because there are a lot of movies that's been dubbed from Hindi to Telugu, Kannada and Malayalam as well. So what's your take on this?
So the line what you said, pan-India and Hindi is not a mother tongue, or Hindi is not the national language, had nothing to do with the pan-India stuff. Okay, that came on a different context. Because I will tell you what exactly it is. See, when we say pan-India, most of the time, even if let's presume we are not dubbing it in Hindi, and let's say we are dubbing it in Telugu, Tamil, Malayalam and Bengali, Bhojpuri, Punjabi, that is still a pan-India, correct? But that day when the topic came up, it was more like keeping Hindi as the focal point, they say it's pan-India. So I was trying to explain it is not. It is not like that. It is pan-India is like when languages, apart from your languages, you're trying to collaborate with other languages. So in that case, when Hindi also is doing a South Indian, they should also be called pan-India. But because we are all aware of Hindi from a very, very long time, that we are exposed to that film from decades and decades, it is just taken for granted that we know Hindi and that it is not considered as a pan-India if it is dubbed in Malayalam, Telugu, Tamil, etc. So that was the whole context that day. And of course, I would definitely like to say that I know Ajay Devgan sir. He's a gentleman. Let me tell you that. So that day on the Twitter, I guess something else must have been in it. It is definitely misinterpreted to him, and the whole context has gone wrong. But fair enough. All said and done, I guess we had a little bit of chat on Twitter, and it ended up very sweetly and well. And from then, it was very political, where we both didn't belong. Okay, so, and all the politicians also who continued the conversation very nicely left me and Ajay Devgan sir out. Nobody tagged us. So each one were trying to encash on the beautiful dish that was being cooked. So leaving all that aside, see, I guess friction is not there between industries. Like for example, if you realize twice, in recent times, twice or thrice Mr. Mohanlal sir has launched a poster or a trailer or teaser of mine. And whenever these people have approached us, we have done the same. And now we approached Dulkar, we approached Dhanush, we approached a lot of people. Chiranjeevi sir has been tweeting about us. So we don't have a friction of a sort. We are all welcoming each other because we need to collaborate. We need exchange of actors has been happening from a long time. So I guess just an exchange of scripts, probably hiring the theatres in your state to deliver our films is happening, and we all meet, sir. We all talk very well, and no friction of that sort is there at all. See, there are competitions. Yes, everybody have to be competitive if you have to win in life. But that doesn't mean we are enemies. That doesn't mean we can't coexist. That doesn't mean that, we are fighting with each other or having a cold war at all. We are all okay with each other, and every industry is doing good today because every industry wants to get into another industry with their films, with the language of that particular state. And we are all collaborating, sir, very well.
Thank you, sir.
Has tried you to bring in Mollywood. How is your bond with him?
He is fantastic, sir. We played cricket together, and he's a great person and very jovial. I have not seen him once behave like a superstar. He's always very grounded, and if you get to know him personally well, he jokes very well. silent jokes he'll make, but very subtle jokes. He's a great guy, sir. He's a great man, and it's always nice to see. I guess the Mohanlal sir we see with makeup on set is very different to the Mohanlal we meet. He's a great human, great person, and I've never got an opportunity to work with him. But as an actor, he's one of the greatest our Indian cinema has seen. It's no doubts about it. There's some reason why he is him and still he is him. And all of you are still hardcore fans of his. I think there's some reason, right? So whether she sees my film first day or not, she's there. That should speak volumes as to why I have to be nice and be close to him. Yeah. And there was this time, I should tell you, CCL we played, and there was a match with the Kerala team. Yeah, Celebrity Cricket League, CCL. And for the first time, she didn't even support us. Sir, that is Mr. Mohanlal for you, sir. It was not the fact that Kerala team was something that he was sitting there, made everything happen. And yes, see, I can go on about him. All right, so I'm looking forward to working with him soon in a probable neutral language where he can also understand and I can understand, and both can deliver.
Sir, I would like to know about your bond with Puneeth Rajkumar sir also.
He's a very dear friend, I guess. He's lovable to everybody, sir. So I know him from childhood, and he was from a filmy background. He was from a cinema family. I was not. But then, I guess I'll leave it at that, sir.
I would like to tell about one thing about Puneeth sir here. He's also a dear friend of my husband, and he used to always tell, I will be the representative for your Vikrant Rona. So we really miss him, and wherever he is, I think he'll be blessing us.
The audition, or what was the process that you had to go through for selecting the voice actors in different languages? And Sudeep sir, how did you feel when you saw yourself on big screen with a different voice? The director sir first.
You want to know about the process of voice auditions?
Yes, and like what was the difference that you found in Malayalam and while doing it in your language?
Yeah, so I think I gave a terrible time to these guys while we were doing the voice auditions, because they'd send me a bunch of voices, and I would reject most of them. No, please send me something else because it's not matching the character, or not matching the expressions. And then they would find a voice that suits the character. They would send it to me, and then they do the dubbing with that character. Then they have to come to Bangalore, sit with me, and we go through the whole film, and then I record the corrections in my voice. This is this dialogue I want in this expression, and this dialogue the context. And I keep asking because I don't understand the language. Especially Malayalam was very tough because I hardly understood any word. So I would ask them repeatedly, like, okay, what does this mean? Translate it for me. And there was one person, Mr. Sanal, who also knows Kannada. So he would translate it to me and say, this is what it means. And I'm like, no, this is not the context. Can you please change it to this? So it was a long process. It's still going on, actually. I think the last round of correction has come to me. I've not seen it because I'm here right now. So that is how it worked.
And the question to Sudeep sir.
I forgot the question.
You are the one who dubs for your film, so how does it feel when you see yourself on screen with a different voice?
This is the only language I have not given the voice to. So I've given the voice for Tamil, Telugu, Hindi, Kannada, English. I've given all because I can manage. So I did try. Even in Ega time, I did try. It just didn't sound Malayalam for some reason. And I guess one line is okay, 2 lines are okay. If it is at a stretch, I think, because there's a lot of pronunciations and a lot of things that makes it sound Malayalam. So we can tweak a little with other languages, but somehow I couldn't. When I saw Kichcha, I think it was fabulous, the gentleman did, and I still haven't seen the Malayalam version of, I just saw it here today. I still haven't seen, so it's always nice First of all, it's not whether what I'm speaking, who's giving me a voice. It's nice to see our film itself on the whole in another language. It's because we are also living it for the first time. So it's even taking us closer to the film, and it's always nice to see our own film coming. Like for example, Arabic, French, Spanish, all that has been dubbed already. And for the first time when he showed me a little bit glimpses of our film in Arabic, it took a long time for me to digest. Like, it sounds very different, and it's an experience though. So it sounds so different, exactly like how it may sound to them when they see a Kannada film. But it was nice, and we were just trying to ask him, I asked him a question, are they speaking exactly the same thing or what is it? Then he turned around and told me, sir, I know exactly how much you know. I'm just believing the guy who did dubbing for us that this is our film. So I was just asking, what if they just change the lines and change the story only? How do you know? He said, sir, let's watch what is the story, sir. So finally somebody has to come out of the theatre and say, wow, what a comedy film you're making. I said, then we are done. So I guess we're just going by it. We don't know, ma'am, actually, like for our gentleman here. When he comes and says, I think it's done well, and our beautiful writer here, when he says, we have to believe. So that is our first thing that is running in the head. At least Malayalam, we understand. Imagine Arabic and Spanish when it is coming, I don't know what to take seriously.
Just one question, sir. While Malayalam was dubbing, ma'am is a Malayali, so did you have any suggestions?
No.
All right.
No, because it's a no. Now, another thing is, it's not that it is a no from my side. I think I should tell you it is because it is Cochin, and because it is a Malayalam film. She has travelled, and she's not travelled with me. She's travelled, I came from somewhere else, and she's heading back to home. And it was for the love of your industry. Trust me, that is the only reason she's here, not because she gets involved in work or anything. I'm talking about this film. She's not. She's here only because it is, probably she's expecting to bump into Mr. Mohanlal sir as she walks around. I don't know what she has in mind, so that's why she's here. But she corrects. I'm not going to say otherwise. She sees this, I do take her opinions, but not into the film. Like post that we even have a chat, and she definitely does give her opinions.
Thank you so very much. Okay, one more question.
Varum. ഞാനില്ല ಈಗ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ಲ ഞാൻ പോയി.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, here. My question is to the production team. I think
Who?
Okay. I think the movie started 3 years ago, the initial thought and process, and after that the COVID wave strike. So what were the hurdles you had to overcome to get get pan-Indian release like this on July 28?
I'll answer that question on behalf of my friend.
Okay.
So the challenges are very high because when we make a film, the moment we start shooting, the meter starts up. There is whatever the investments, the capital investments are, there is definitely going to be interest building on that, right? Whether it's our own money or borrowed money or with the investor, whatever it is. See, these will not reduce because of any COVID. These will not go down or be slashed because of any lockdowns. This will keep building. So I guess as a producer, he has to still believe in it, and he has to still keep himself intact. Otherwise, what will happen? A dream which started off big can come down to a very small point, because already budgets have gone overboard because of the lockdowns and because of the interest. But I'm very proud of my friend. He's also my childhood friend. He's also my manager. He's been with me for many years. And he's not somebody who's made a big film in his life. He's made films in his life. And this is the biggest he's made so far. And I'm sure, even he's so proud of it, because when we started, we all had a budget in mind, but because of the thing you mentioned, COVID, it went a little out of hand. But I'm sure, that he handled it beautifully because I was there. I saw him handling it with ease. Whatever the stress is, he handled it with utmost ease. And as she told, you know, he deserved to be here today. He deserved to be traveling with us because he has a fracture. He is resting. And I'm very proud of the film he's made. Production value-wise, he has not compromised at all. As and now he's sitting in Bangalore also, he's trying to make it bigger and bigger in the promotions-wise. And he is not thinking small at all, and he's not even thinking that, okay, we can slash money here, we can just reduce this thing here. This film is all about the production values, and without those production values, I don't think any frame of this film would have been looked the way it is.
Thank you, and that was the last question, I believe. So one thing before you leave from here, what would you like to tell all the audience watching this?
Enjoy it as much as we have done. And whenever we come into cinema, we know that we pay a ticket and we want that much of an entertainment to go back home with us. We want to value that money we have given for the theatre, right? So we would have paid 50 rupees or we would have paid 500, I do not know. But I just want to say that whatever money you're going to be paying and getting into the theatre, this film will give you what you're looking forward to. And I do not want to promise too much. I just want to know that we have enjoyed this film, and I'm sure they all will enjoy, and encourage writers to write better and bigger.
Thank you, sir. And like you rightly said sometime back, that he has a question on his mind regarding Jacqueline Fernandez. The next big event...
From the time I saw him, I just felt like he's looking forward to, and he's so disappointed Jacqueline is not here. I just don't know why, he just gives me that vibe.
Satya, no? So would she be coming the next time along with Salman Khan?
No, it's not. Salman Khan sir would have been everywhere. He promised that he's going to be, but I hope all of you know that there's a threat and there's a protocol issues, and he's not supposed to be doing public appearances for some time. Otherwise, he would have been everywhere. And Jacqueline traveled yesterday, but again today she had to report a shoot. So yeah, he misses her too. But trust me, she's somebody who's lifted our film also, and a wonderful human she is. And if she would have been here, she would have made you feel she's one of yours.
I'm sure to. And I know it's not going to happen here, but we've always wanted to watch you dance to Rara Rakama. Answer's no, yes.
A dream is always nice to have.
Thank you. So now let's end this beautiful press conference with the cake cutting ceremony.
So hopefully the film reaches where it's supposed to, and we get to come back here and celebrate with you all again. Thank you, love you all.
All right.